Let's see the recent maritime accidents. An oil terminal in Venezuela caught fire after the product tanker Larco broke off its moorings. During the loading of gasoline, the tanker Larco broke free from her moorings at the Guaraguao oil terminal in Puerto La Cruz, Venezuela. The cargo hose broke shortly after the mooring line snapped, and the fire broke out minutes later, according to witnesses. Viking Sea broke free from its moorings with 870 passengers aboard. The Viking Sea broke free from her moorings at Ravenna, Italy. Wind gusts reached 100 km per hour. There were no injuries among the 870 passengers on board. Tugs took 4 hours to get the ship under control and keep her stable in order to avoid grounding or collision. Iskenderun port capsizes cargo ship Sea Eagle with containers on board. The general cargo ship Sea Eagle capsized during an offloading operation at Turkey's Iskenderun port. The ship listed and capsized port side, sitting on the stern's bottom and partially over the waterline. Wreck protected by booms. Salvage operation understood, cleaning operation underway, container recovery underway. Ship Blue Ways drifts aground, 25 crew members evacuated in Yellow Sea. Blue Ways ran aground on the morning of September 19 in Zhengshan, Weihai, Yellow Sea, China. By midday, all 25 crew members had been safely removed by a recovered helicopter. Till September 20, there was no information about the ship's status or condition. Off Hambantota, Sri Lanka, tug Ayamavad drifts with a disabled barge. Tug Ayamavad and barge Ayamatulia were reported disabled in a drift in the morning of September 21, 17 nautical miles east of Hambantota, Sri Lanka. The ship's last KIS transmission came on September 16, when she was traveling south of Trincomalee in an unknown direction. Nanashima ferry with 45 passengers ran onto breakwater, Japan. The ferry Nanashima, carrying 45 passengers, collided into the breakwater of Nakajima port. The ferry was refloated and returned to port about 2 hours later. According to the track, the ship lost control for whatever reason. Pelagitis and Paradise Island collided in the Aegean Sea. On September 21, the Ro-Ro cargo ship Pelagitis and the bulk carrier Paradise Island collided in the Kafiria Strait, Aegean Sea, Greece. Both ships were said to have minor damage but were nonetheless ordered to anchor in Karastos Bay. Gulf of Finland, Aframax tanker Alexia caught fire and was disabled. The crude oil ship Alexia caught fire in the Gulf of Finland on September 22. The tanker was crippled after a fire and was floating. At least 3 CG and SAR ships and boats, both Finnish and Estonian, surrounded the tanker. Global Peak tanker hits Indian fishing boat and doesn't stop. The tanker Global Peak collided with an Indian fishing boat about 15 nautical miles off the coast of Kochi, India, in the Arabian Sea. According to local fishermen, the tanker did not halt and continued sailing. The boat, according to the fishermen, was well lit, yet the tanker did not change course. East Kyushu, fish carrier Kyomaru No. 58 runs aground. The fish carrier Kyomaru No. 58 ran aground on the rocky coast at Nichinon, Miyazaki Prefecture, Kyushu Island, Japan, early on September 23, while sailing south. There has been no leak recorded, and salvage has already begun. Ro-Ro ship towed Midnight Sun fire, Tacoma. A fire breaks out on the cargo deck of the Ro-Ro cargo ship Midnight Sun, which is docked in Tacoma, Washington, USA. According to preliminary investigations, the disaster was caused by an electrical fault of the equipment on deck. There were no injuries or leaks reported. The sun was still up at midnight in Tacoma on September 24. Captain of Ocean Harmony, Incheon, was killed in an explosion on board. An explosion happened aboard the cargo ship Ocean Harmony, which was docked at Incheon Inner Harbor. The explosion killed the 42-year-old captain of Chinese nationality. The ship's AIS is activated, and she will remain in the same place until September 24. Hapag-Lloyd's Tama Express crew Medevast off Shanghai after a chemical burn. For medical aid, the SAR vessel Donghai Ju 321 was dispatched to the container ship Tama Express. Injured crew member was safely disembarked and brought to a hospital. After disembarking the injured crew, the Tama Express berthed at Yangshan Anchorage on September 24 and sailed back to port on September 25. China Board 1 adrift in the Gulf of Tonkin. The general cargo ship China Board 1 was reported crippled and adrift in the Tonkin Gulf north of Da Nang. The owner ordered the ship's 14 crew to abandon ship. Rescued by a Vietnamese SAR ship in the afternoon of September 26 and brought to the port of Chiang Mai. Viva Eclipse, a bulk carrier en route to Russia, disrupted Bosphorus transit. The rudder of the bulk carrier Viva Eclipse failed in the southern Bosphorus. dropped anchor, but only for a short time before being towed away by tugs. The most likely destination is the Zeytin Burnu anchorage in Istanbul's Marmara Sea. Tragic incident aboard COSCO bulker Wuzhou 8. On September 30th, the 21-member all-Chinese crew of the COSCO bulk carrier Wuzhou 8 arrived in the Gulf of Thailand. Ship's position, status unknown. Last AIS position dated October 1st, about 65 nautical miles east of Condal. A bulk carrier is on its way from Thailand's Koh Sichang Angkaraha to China. Thanks for watching. Hope you like this video. If you have any questions or comments, drop it in comments section. Subscribe to MarinAura for more updates.